So our program is, I'm just going to give you a little background and then we'll jump into the logistics. We're really, what our mission and vision is really to prepare people to be change agents and to build God's children through educational leadership. That's what we're about. Our mission is we want you to be prepared in all ways to be an effective school leader. We want you to be good thinkers, to be grounded in the research and the theory, the best materials out there. We want you to have the experience, the hands-on experience through internships and application. And we want you to have the dispositions of a powerful leader that feels a stewardship for God's children. So that's really what we're about. And it's a rigorous program. It's a lot of work, but you get what you pay for, and it will change your life to be in our program. We're based on the leadership standards in the state of Utah Educational Leadership Standards. Those are based on the national leadership standards, so they're very closely aligned, but our coursework and our assignments are all aligned to those standards. We also have a big focus on skills and dispositions. We partner really closely with school districts in the area, and we've developed this list of essential skills and dispositions with them that we focus on throughout the program. And that's priority for us. These are our commitments that we hold to, that we're committed to. We really do partner a lot with our local districts and try to get their feedback and co-teach with them, and they bring in guest presenters. They help us admit students. They help us place interns. So it's a really nice partnership there. We try to have our curriculum and our activities reflect the school year so that you're doing things at the approximate same time that you would do them in a school if you were leading it. High quality pedagogy and delivery is something we're committed to. Authentic assignments and assessments. We don't want you to do hoop jumping. We want it to be real. And when you're learning about coaching a teacher, we're going to have you coach a teacher. When you're learning about school improvement plans, you're going to work with your administrator to write a school improvement plan. It's not going to be just an exercise, but we actually want you to do it for real. Internships, and you learn by doing. We're so fortunate to have Jim Melville helping to coordinate and supervise those internships. That's really where the rubber hits the road. So we're committed to that. And then just other field-based experiences. The basic scope and sequence of the program, you can see here, it starts spring. That's usually end of April, beginning of May. And we focus on the foundations of leadership. The summer's foundations of management. So you'll be doing HR, finance, multicultural education, and data-driven decision-making. So just those foundational management pieces. And then during the fall, it's leading school diagnosis and improvement. So where's the school at? How are we going to improve it? And then leading that school towards that improvement, and then wrapping it all up the next spring. So it takes 14 months. So it's an intensive 14-month program. There are 2 tracks. One is the Excel track, the Executive School Leadership track. It's for those that don't already have a master's degree. It's 34 credits, takes 14 months. The GRE is required to be admitted for that program. The APP is our accelerated preparation program. It's for those that do have a master's degree already. It's a reduced credit load of 28 credits. It takes 12 to 14 months, depending on how you organize your classes. The GRE is not required because you already have that master's degree. So those 2 tracks are going on simultaneously as you go through the program. Any questions about those? Okay, I'll just keep going through the overview, and you can ask more questions. So you go through the program with a cohort of other students, about 10 to 15 other students. That cohort is actually really a great support group. our cohorts get really close. They help each other with assignments. They learn to collaborate. They have barbecues after they graduate for years and years and years. They get together. It's really fun to see how close they get. Courses during the summer are usually 2 days a week. It's usually all day Monday and Wednesday, or Monday and Thursday. And then the other 3 days you're doing homework and internships. And then those are on campus. So during the summer, it's on campus. During the fall and winter, during the school year, it's 2 evenings a week. Sometimes that will be in person at a local school, and sometimes that'll be online. So I would plan on meeting probably in person once a week during the school year at this point. So right now, we do not yet have a fully online track. We are working towards that. So if for you, that's something that you need to do our program, I would wait at least a year. But we do believe in the importance of face-to-face when possible, because school leadership is a face-to-face endeavor. Who teaches? Former public educators and current administrators teach in our program. So we do co-teach courses with, like next semester, I'm co-teaching a course with a high school principal in the area. And I'm a former elementary principal, so it's fun. It's fun to have that balance. And then, courses, there's readings, writing, case studies, simulations, a lot of in the field application. So that's the basic of our coursework. Our internships, you are expected to do at least 200 hours of field work, internship work. And we do have an expectation that you do both elementary and secondary, because in Utah, you get a K-12 administrative endorsement. You can be an administrator at any level with the endorsement that we prepare you for. So we do want you to have some experience. We do train your mentor principals and give them orientation on how to work with you. And then Jim is out in the field. He visits your schools, whether it's virtually or in person. He visits with you and your principal, usually once a month, but at least twice a semester. And he's helping you to find those internships. You don't have to find them on your own, which is unique to our program. A lot of programs, you have to find your own internships. But he helps you with that. He helps coordinate with the districts, helps train the mentor principals. So that's a huge benefit of our program. The basic tuition numbers of local programs in this area. So our Excel program will cost you probably around $12,000 in tuition. The APP's 9 to 10, just depending on how you organize your classes, and then you can kind of see how that stacks up with other programs in the area. So it's very comparable. It's definitely on the lower end as far as tuition if you're LDS. If you're not LDS, then it's twice this. But it is definitely affordable. We do offer scholarships. BYU has a lot of scholarships. Our department offers scholarships. The McKay School has some scholarships, and then there's BYU in general has scholarships. There are also some loans and grants out there specific for educational leaders. We do run what's called the Aspiring Principals Academy every year, and it's just a way for people to kind of get a taste for school leadership. Those that participate in that academy get a little $1,000 scholarship to be in our program. That's already ended for this year, so it's too late. But if you wanted to do that next year, you could apply. And then we do offer GRE forgiveness for those that had to take the GRE to get into our program. So, down here, every student that's applied for a scholarship over the last few years has gotten one. We just did scholarships again. That's the best part of my job, is giving out scholarships. I love it. The placement rates into leadership positions, BYU has one of the highest in the state of Utah. So our program is well respected by the districts, and they like our graduates. So that's good. As far as applying, you need to have a bachelor's degree. If you're looking to do the Excel program, if you do not already have a master's, you do need to take the GRE, and you do need to have at least 3 years of teaching experience. So that's how you apply. What we look for, in addition, there's an online application, and I think the link's on the next slide, but we do look for these basic things, but we do not put a lot of stock into GPA and GRE. Those are kind of important, but what we really look for is your potential as a leader. What are your coworkers saying about you and your supervisors? Part of the application process is submitting some letters of recommendation. And mostly we just hire on potential. Do we see you as that change leader that we're looking for? So the basic timeline, applications are due February 1st of every year. So we review those applications in early February. We do a screening. We definitely this year are looking at an online interview rather than an in-person interview. We make admissions decisions in early March, and then we have an orientation, and then we start in late April. So that's the basic timeline. So it's just a once a year admission and start in the program. So, and then our graduates give very good feedback. We do a lot of surveys of our graduates to find out what is working, what isn't, what to improve, and overall, they have a very positive experience. When we ask them how likely they are to recommend our program, they're all likely or extremely likely. And these are anonymous surveys. So anyway, that's the basics. We can answer a lot more specific questions for you. Would encourage you to, jump in and look at some of these other documents. For example, this one here has a comparison of the two tracks. We basically covered all of this, but it might have some other information that you find interesting. For example, here, all of our students have passed the praxis test. We have 100% praxis passing rate, which is great. And then this other document here might be interesting to you. This coming year, this is the schedule, the tentative schedule for courses. Which courses will be taught which semesters. And you can see these bolded, underlined courses are those that are required if you're in the accelerated track. And then you get to choose at least one other course that isn't bolded and underlined from the other options. So those are in that folder if you want to take a look at that. So